Hello and welcome to today's Monday Live. I'm Stephanie and I'm from the ADHD Advocate. So today we are going to be talking about the importance of planning. Now, planning is not the nicest word for ADHDers. They don't tend to like this word very much. There are some, however, there are some very avid ADHD planners. Now, usually why they love planning and plan so much is because they've worked out that that is the way to be able to overcome a lot of their ADHD challenges like time blindness, double booking things and disappointing other people. So their anxiety actually makes them really interested in planning. And it's funny because with those people, often they may not think they have ADHD, or their siblings who are also ADHD but haven't made planning an authentic interest always would say, no way, they don't have ADHD because they're so organized. But guess what? You can be organized, as in plan, and still have ADHD very much because, again, it's that anxiety that drives a lot of ADHDers to become very interested and very good at planning. So it's really important, though, if you are not one of those ADHDers that are authentically interested in planning, to become more interested in planning. Now, if you can't muster up the interest yourself, then, as we always say, if you struggle to do something, put a body at the end of it and use the body double strategy. So that basically means that maybe you body double with a friend and have a look and maybe talk through a plan that you want to make. Say you want to set something up, verbally processing, tapping into that dominant processing style, and also that accountability from someone in order to follow through on that plan. Now, obviously, coaching is the ultimate body double strategy. Is exactly what we do in coaching. We help ADHDers get clear about what it is they want, create plans, get things out, so that they're in sight and in mind. And then we provide the accountability to make sure our ADHDers follow through on what they want to do, because that's really important. We do get very distracted very easily. We have multiple plans in multiple planners. And so the key is it's about being kind of making sure your focus is narrowed and you're being held to account and you can stay on track. So if you haven't really done any planning before, what we like to suggest is to have some kind of, maybe creating some kind of ritual in the morning, creating space to get clear about, say, what it is you want to do that day. So a plan for the day, for instance. Now, there's some great tools out there. There's something called the 6-minute diary, which is a very good kind of first step to planning. And what's great about it, it incorporates a bit of gratitude. It also talks about a good deed for the day. You highlight what good deed you're going to do. And then finally, I love this question, how are you going to make the day great? Now, that's really important because often us ADHDers, we get to the end of the day and we feel like we've done nothing. We feel we've wasted the day. We look at our to-do list if we have one, and there aren't any crossed off. Usually that's because we've actually done a lot of stuff that wasn't on our to-do list and we haven't put it down anywhere. But, the story that we tell ourselves based on what we see, that unchecked to-do list, is that we have not achieved anything. And we feel obviously not very happy, demotivated and dispirited, which isn't very helpful for us. So why I love the 6-minute diary and that one question, how are you going to make today great, is that it then narrows our focus. It gives you a reference. It gives you a measure in terms, like an external measure that you've set yourself. But at the end of the day, you get to that end thinking, yeah, haven't done anything. I'm not sure, don't feel great. But then you look at your 6-minute diary and you look at what you wrote there. And hopefully, because you identified it and set intention early on about what you were going to achieve, you've done it. So long as it's a SMART goal, it's achievable. But for some workaholic ADHDers, for instance, that one thing that you can do to make today great, for instance, could be to go outside for a walk. It could be, I am going to catch up with that friend for that coffee today. Another thing could be, I am going to make a plan. Maybe I'm going to do my plan for the week ahead, that type of thing. So it could be anything, but the main thing is that you've set intention and you've made it your metric for success for that day, so that at the end of the day, you look back. And even if you feel as if you haven't really done much, you can't argue with what you wrote there. well, ADHDs can, but generally that was the measure you set, and you hit it. And that just immediately, and for all our clients, it just makes you feel a lot better about what you've done that day. So it's like the training wheels of a bike, basically. That's how we start with the coaching and the planning. Just creating space. And maybe that's something you guys might want to try this week, right? Try it tomorrow morning, for instance. You could use it this afternoon and ask yourself, how am I going to make this afternoon great? What one thing can I do? And then make sure that you've written it down somewhere, even like a Post-it note or something on your computer. It doesn't have to be the 6-minute diary. And then at the end of the day, check back, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Give yourself a pat on the back, gives you a bit more motivation, and then we can start tackling more complex plans and things. But yeah, definitely just start small. But if you'd like to know more about how the ADHD Advocate can help you with your planning, do get in touch with us. Our website's www.theadhdadvocate.com. You can book a free introductory call with any of our coaches. We would definitely love to help you. Planning is actually the thing that very much will set you free. It's all about creating and setting and following through on your agenda. So no longer being a passenger in your own life is what we're all about. So do come and reach out to us, and we'll help you tell a new, more empowering story about your life and your ADHD. So enjoy the rest of the week, and we will see you next Monday. Okay, bye.